morning, everyone, and welcome to our presentation. We're Team 3, and today we're going to be talking about the Love and Nudes website and its journey to providing a personalized experience. Meet our team. I'm Asmi.
I'm Gia.
I'm Myra.
I'm Taya.
And I'm Roxy. And for those who were not able to join today were Khadija and Talisha. Our challenge partner. Love and Nudes is a line of undergarments founded in 2017 after the owner Chantel noted that nude intimates in the fashion industry were limited to beige and pink-toned skin colors. Not only does this Brampton-based company pride themselves in making fashion more inclusive to women of color, but they also ethically source their products by empowering single mothers in South America with fair wages and treatment, as they believe that the world is stronger when we put women first. Our challenge. Customers on the Love and Nudes website have expressed concerns to Chantel regarding finding the perfect size and shade of nude undergarments. As a team, our challenge was to improve the user experience for customers to choose their perfect size and nude in a more personalized and appealing way.
Now we're going to be presenting to you our demo. Alex has been browsing the internet for the perfect nude underwear that reflects both her size and color. She contacted several stores for assistance in choosing the ideal product, but has no luck. Eventually, she arrives at a website called Love and Nudes. Alex decides to go to the catalog page to view all the products. She scrolls all the way to the bottom and chooses the underwear in Butterscotch Beauty because she thinks it's the shade that would best complement her skin tone, but she's not entirely sure. Alex then notices that there's a color quiz and decides to try it. She clicks Start Quiz. She clicks the foundation option. She clicks Continue. She clicks on her brand Milani. Then she notices that she's halfway through and then clicks on her shade. She clicks No to Emails. She goes to view results and her results are Honey Love. However, she decides to retake the quiz and try a different method. She clicks Start Quiz. She clicks on the Undertones option this time. She clicks Start Quiz. She clicks on the first option. Then she clicks on the shade Honey. She clicks No to Email again. She goes to view results, and her results are once again Honey Love.
Alex then notices that there is a fitting room page on the Love and Nudes website. She clicks the header and is redirected. The fitting room page includes both the color and sizing quizzes. Alex thinks that Love and Nudes has a great website because she doesn't need to go to the hassle of figuring out her shade and size all by herself. The Love and Nudes quizzes are quick, accessible, and recommend undergarments that feel tailored to her body. Alex begins a sizing quiz. She clicks Start Quiz. She chooses the underwear sizing option. She has to choose her hip measurement, but doesn't know how to measure her hips, so she clicks the Not Sure option. She reads the instructions and follows them, and is able to select her hip measurement. She says yes to having her results emailed to her, and then inputs her email. She clicks Continue, and finally views her results. Love and Nudes recommends a size large for Alex. Alex then adds a size large panty in the recommended Honey Love color to her cart and proceeds to check out. All in all, Alex was very satisfied with her experience on Love and Nudes. The quizzes had a personal touch to them that made Alex feel as though she was more than just a customer and more than just a price tag. Love and Nudes not only prioritized her shopping experience, but also made Alex feel seen, heard, and valued. That's the end of our demo. Asmi, you're muted.
Now presenting to you how we built it. At first, we tried to create a custom app and hardcore all the features we discussed in phase 1. However, we faced several technical difficulties in this stage of the making of the app. Due to the time constraint and difficulties, we switched to a pre-existing app, Shopify app. The first app we explored was Jebit. The issue with Jebit was that it followed a linear logic, meaning it was incapable of branching into different outcomes. Eventually, we found a Shopify app called Product Recommendation Quiz. This app allowed us to create personalized questionnaires and develop themes and features that complement the official Love and Nudes website.
The product recommendation quiz catered to all of our needs. It contains several robust mechanics such as conditional logic, product and collection linking, the function to email users their results, and the option to personalize the quizzes by integrating custom code. As we were making progress with our quizzes, we started to run into some technical issues which led us to new ideas and solutions. For example, as we were designing the fitting room, we realized that the debut theme didn't include the image with text sections that we needed. To combat this issue, we used a Shopify app called Pagefly to build the fitting room and then upload it to the Shopify development store. Finally, our team was intent on creating quizzes in the form of modals for the product page. After much correspondence with the creators of the app, we were able to integrate the necessary code to be able to minimize the widget to enable that key modal experience. Moving on to the benefits of our solution, we found that there were many benefits to using an existing app over a custom app to build our quizzes. Think about it like this: why reinvent the wheel when a Shopify app that includes all the features we need already exists? The first benefit to using an existing app is that the quizzes are transferable across several themes. For instance, if Chantal wants to switch to another Shopify theme down the line, she wouldn't need to worry about modifying any code, making our solution flexible and dynamic. Moreover, the modal experience is integral to our solution. Being redirected to a full screen quiz at such a prime stage of the shopping experience is overwhelming and frustrating for the users, often resulting in zero purchases. But thanks to our modals, that won't be an issue. Additionally, through the product recommendation app, we were able to include various built-in functions like a progress bar, the ability to email user results, and distinct professional quiz designs that exuded Love and Nudes aesthetic. Also, the implementation of the quizzes themselves ensured that customers were purchasing products that actually fit them and matched their skin tone, which will result in fewer returns and maximize satisfaction. Finally, consolidating all the nude colors on the product page by creating another dropdown allows the users to change the color of the product easily without having to exit the page.
Things we are proud of. We are very proud of the modal experience and the fitting room page we created because it allows customers to have a very swift and personalized experience. We are also very proud of the fact that we were able to come together as a group despite having busy schedules and balancing school. We took it a step further by taking the initiative and responsibility to meet outside of the coaching sessions on the weekends to discuss our progress and delegate tasks. Lastly, we take pride in being able to integrate our ideas into the original debut theme because we initially created our solution on the Dawn theme, so we had to alter our solutions and recreate the fitting room to fit the debut theme.
Now going over the obstacles that we faced in our journey. Getting to the point we are at now, there were definitely a couple bumps along the road. Though there were many points in our project where we weren't completely sure of what to do, we were thankful to have our lovely coaches that provided us with guidance and helped us through most, if not all, of our technical and code-related problems. Through building our quizzes, we had to ensure that every team member was familiar with the product recommendation quiz app, as well as implementation in the theme. With different skill levels with languages such as CSS, JavaScript, HTML, and Liquid, we delegated tasks to ensure that every team member was comfortable with the work that they were assigned. In working on this project, we also had some minor adjustments that we had to make. This included getting used to the Shopify platform and all of its moving parts, and we were able to achieve this by setting aside 2 to 3 weeks in the beginning of phase 2 in order for everyone to get a feel for what the platform is really like and what is all of what is available. All things considered, while we did face a couple challenges along the way, we were able to develop a solution that we are all very proud of. What we learned in our journey. Over the past 3 months as a collective team, some of the valuable insights we learned were technical skills and interpersonal or collaborative skills. Some of the technical skills we learned were designing. For example, user experience and user interface, troubleshooting issues to solve and develop solutions, as well as the coding and logic at the back end of the app. We also learned how to work around the Shopify store admin and storefront and all the apps, themes, and various elements involved. Moreover, when needed, we reached out to the product recommendation quiz app and emailed them for technical support with certain features. Some of the more interpersonal or collaborative skills that we learned were communication skills that were gained through communicating with clients, teammates, and coaches through various platforms such as Slack and Gmail. We were able to problem solve and develop solutions through communicating ideas efficiently, while also reaching out and asking for support when needed. In addition, we developed time management skills to make sure tasks were done in time while also juggling other duties. All in all, we had to be adaptable, persistent problem solvers to get the job done.
Looking towards the future. While the app we use for the quizzes does a great job for customer interaction, there are some minor improvements that may be implemented to further improve the quizzes. To ensure sizes correspond with the customer's recommendation, changes should be made from the storefront's end to address this issue. When adding a product to your cart from the results page, or when receiving the email of the customer's response, the size will always remain size 1 as the app does not know how to adapt to the recommendation. When emailing your results from the size quiz, the linked products aren't of the recommended size from the size quiz. Improvements to the customer email results include adding their name at the top for a touch of personalization, adding images that represent the store, adding proper links for the recommended size, and personalizing the end of the email with the logo of Love and Nudes.
Something we think that should also be considered moving forward are paid apps. We used a free version of an app called Product Recommendation Quiz that allowed us to make the size and color matching quizzes. However, the paid plans for this app may have features that are helpful for your site. For example, quizzes built with the free plan only take up to 100 responses per month. This may be an inconvenience due to the traffic on the website and how many users need help finding their perfect nude or size. We would also like to underline additional features we did not implement. During the transition from phase 1, we determined which features we would like to implement on our quizzes. Team 3 decided that the photo recognition method to determine a user's shade was something that we wouldn't be able to incorporate into phase 2 due to time constraints and the skill set needed to implement this idea. However, we believe that it would be another unique and excellent method of determining one's shade. Additional help from Shopify app or theme developers may be useful to further develop, fix bugs, and personalize the app further to suit your store. The app we use to make our quizzes has sections to add your own code. This can affect how the quizzes behave, look, and function. Depending on how you want to proceed with your vision, it may be necessary to work with others who can help further develop the user experience with Love and Nudes. That concludes our presentation. Thank you all for listening, and we would also like to thank Chantel and Doina for this wonderful opportunity, and another big thank you to all our coaches who helped us throughout this journey.
Thank you guys, that was so amazing. Okay, so any feedback from our coaches panel? Can't wait to hear.
Yeah, amazing job. I think in the chats, it was just flooded with like, great job on your presentation. Really good job on even just like your slides. You did a lot of work in this, you can really tell. The product, like customization, the quiz, all that, it's fantastic. You know, if you think of your favorite brick and mortar store and why you go there, it's because of the experience, it's the cool staff. It's like replicating these experiences online are extremely difficult, but it's through these types of things that you can kind of replicate that experience. So great job there. The only thing I would recommend or mention, because this is such an integral part of the site, as those quizzes increase, the price of the app is going to increase as well. So like, it is easy to plug in a pre-built app, but when you build something out that's custom for the Love and Nudes brand, there's that fee to like build the app, but there's no monthly costs. And as the site continues to grow and for the long haul, you want to like eliminate those monthly costs and just building that app at the front. You also be able to create the app exactly how you want it. So those missing features and those gaps that you were talking about that the app doesn't provide, you can create those when you're creating the app. So that's the only thing I really wanted to mention. The branding and everything was great. The only nitpick I would have is at the fitting room, I would put the fitting room quiz at the top instead of the color quiz, because the color quiz is already replicated before in the experience. So when they're hitting the fitting room, they want the fitting room. So I would put the fitting room at the very top, and then the color quiz continued at the bottom, just for like that second chance to get that quiz again. But yeah, great job.
Yeah, great storytelling in your presentation. I felt like I was the person that you were talking about as I was shopping. I was really blown away by the presentation skills of all of you, including your confident speaking, but also how coordinated everyone's Zoom backgrounds was. That was so fun. I was impressed by your product research as well, and even development correspondence with a Shopify developer. Like, that's an example of great business decision making, but also it's helping our app ecosystem. So that's super cool. You mentioned descoping additional features from phase 1. I'd love if someone from the team could share what type of user research you performed to come up with those other features prior to choosing the product recommendation quizzes. And perhaps also, did you perform any user testing to ensure that you delivered accurate quiz results, and how you ensured the usability of the feature you delivered?
Okay, that was a bit of a loaded question. Sorry. Can you like maybe repeat one part of it again?
Yeah, sorry, that was a big question. The first part was what type of user research you performed to come up with all the features you didn't do in phase 2.
So in phase 1, one of the things that we were really set on doing, and I think that Chantel was also interested in, was doing something with photo recognition. So basically, like, we would take like a stream of data, and then we would use that so the users would like just take a photo of like their forearm, and then from there they would determine what skin tone would best suit the nude color. We didn't really do any actual tests per se on that, but we did do a lot of market research on how this would be more of a personalized experience, which would get users more invested into the website and then further purchasing products.
That's awesome. I see that in a lot of online retailers too. So it's great that you're drawing inspiration from them. And I was just curious if you performed any user testing for the quiz results, because I loved how both of the results gave you the exact same shade.
No, we did not do any user testing.
Yeah, no, great job. I mean, when you showed the color quiz, I wanted to take it instantly. I was like, I want to know my shade. This is awesome. I've never seen that personally. And I feel like it would have helped. I just know there's so many people in my life that would love that. And I know, being a person of color, that's something that's always just been on the forefront for us, is when we see nude represented, it's always just a very pale skin tone. So thank you for adding that. Yeah, I think you utilize the app ecosystem really well. I think I see a lot of companies just throw an app at a solution or an issue, and it's very easy for the app to overcome their business, but this seemed very intentional. And with every step of your buying process, everything seemed like it had a place in the journey of the customer. So great job with that. And +1 to offering the results just to view it, or the option to send it in an email. Because I know a lot of companies, they want that email. I think the option to just view it is a nice touch. So thank you. Yeah, great job presenting, and the theme of your slideshow was awesome. And yeah, the backgrounds, you guys really stood out when talking, so that was awesome.
Yeah, presentation, like we all know I love a beautiful kind of presentation, and you guys, like all of them have been so great so far, but yours particularly stood out, especially just because I really liked that you had kind of like the color palette, like the different skin tones incorporated into the theme of the presentation. So presentation skills and all that, phenomenal. You guys, even one of the only pieces of feedback that I had, because again, kudos for kind of using the workaround of actually going with with the product recommendations app, and then also using it was Pagefly as well. It was a really good way to kind of pivot and really think on your feet with that. And I know my only thing that I was thinking with that was obviously when you're using an app like that comes with a different paid tier. So obviously if you're using the free plan currently, then it kind of reduces the amount of monthly surveys that can be filled out. But you guys already touched on that, and you've already thought of how to kind of fix that in the future. So I don't really need to dwell on that anymore. But yeah, no, just kind of like going through my notes, the fact that you included the undertone quiz I thought it was particularly brilliant, especially because you did originally want to have that kind of focus on using the photo technology where you can just, blip in a photo and it'll kind of it'll assign you a shade like that. So that was a really good thought process as well. And yeah, I think the biggest thing that I'm glad that you guys kind of got as a takeaway was you mentioned how you learned how to ask for support more. And this is a skill that I find it's incredibly important. It's something I know I personally struggle with myself. So I'm glad that you guys kind of got to, you had the experience of reaching out to the app developer, you had your coaches, you had each other. So again, you're just building these foundational skills to just become wildly empowered and efficient leaders. And I'm just super proud of you guys, especially for everything that you were proud of, but also just in general, like this was phenomenal. So good job.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Chantal, would you like to say a couple of words?
Hey, team, I am so excited. I love how much effort you guys put into this presentation. Even your backgrounds have Love and Nudes in it. It was really, really beautiful. Oops, sorry. Really, really beautiful. I'm so excited. Thank you so much. Right now, sorry, I'm in my mother's bedroom because I'm in her apartment. I'm visiting for Christmas in Montreal. And so it's a little like cozy over here. But what I want to say is I love your presentation. It was really visually stimulating for me, and that's really important. It was just really amazing to see this come to life, like something that I've been thinking about and wanting to do in my head. So I thank you for that. I love the way that there was a second chance, again, to do the quiz option in the fitting room. So that was, I really liked that. Now what I would have liked to see is more the actual example of what the email would look like to the customer, because I have no idea. I'm curious about what that would look like. And but overall, you gave me an idea of what it could be. And I agree with what Matt said. It was I would like to, but I know it's time constraints probably and all stuff like that. You have limited time, limited resources. Just to be able to have an app where where we can build what we want, because I would like more questions and yeah, without having to, I don't know if this is possible, but I think that's what Matt was alluding to, as not putting another app onto the website. But thank you, and great, amazing job. And I'm so excited.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Chantal. And thank you everyone for your presentations.